Hi, Mark. Yeah, it is Monday, February the 9th, just after 9:30 a.m. Eastern, just after 2:30 p.m. GMT. Let's have a look at the US dollar going into the new trading week, into the new US session. And you can see US dollar being sold off across the board, starting on the index. Got sold off on Friday and continuing today. I've got resistance at 97.54 and I've got support at 96.73. US dollar definitely on the back foot and being sold off today on the index. Interesting, I put in this fib retracement tool. uh, the sell-off we saw in January, I measured that sell-off, and here is the rebound. Broke through the first fib retracement level at 38.2%, broke through the second level at 50%, got held up at the third fib retracement level at 61.8% at 97.77. And as you can see, that played out on Friday and certainly continuing today with the weak US dollar so far. Let's have a look at the majors, the euro against the US. And there you see US dollar being sold off against the euro, buying euro, selling US dollar, strong push higher so far today. I've got support at 118.14. I've got resistance at 119.14. So already $100 gain euro US. We'll see if that can be maintained. It's already a little bit over the average true range for the pair. So we'll see whether the buyers of euro can maintain this push or if there's going to be a turnaround from weak to strong US dollar and selling euro, buying US, and sellers look down at the support area. But for now, testing that intraday resistance at 119.14. Let's have a look at the pound against the US. And in keeping with weak US dollar, here you see the pound continuing from Friday, strengthening against the US. I've got support at 135.83. I've got resistance at 136.72. Pound's given up some of those gains. US dollar fighting back a little against the pound. Might see that on the shorter time frame. There you see the fight back now in the last couple of hours. That's selling pound, buying US dollar. So we'll see if that can materialize, if sellers can look down to this support level, or if we see a continuation of dollar weakness and buying pound, selling US, and retesting this intraday resistance at 136.72. US dollar against the yen. Big sell off here from that resistance level, been tried three times now, that 157.28. Sellers stepped right in from the get-go and all the way down to support right now at 155.64. That's a big push lower and being tested right now. Sellers definitely on the front foot against a weakening yen. We'll see whether this can continue, whether this can be maintained, where the yen buying continues at this low level here at the 150, 55.63, perhaps even lower, although it has moved a long way, even more than the average true range. If US dollar buyers do step in off this level, look, they'll be looking back up firstly at the 156 level, and then you got resistance all the way up at 157.28. But weak US dollar against the yen so far as the US session gets underway. US dollar against the Canadian. And again, very weak US dollar, strong Canadian. We can see that. Have a look on Friday. There's a bearish engulfing candle playing out today. I've got resistance at 136.69. I've got support at 135.82. That support level being tested right now. We'll see whether that can be maintained. Selling US, buying Canadian. Canadian strengthen even further against the US, or if there's going to be a turnaround from weak to strong US dollar and buyers step in at this level and look to bounce up off the support area to get back above the 136 or higher. We've got our resistance support levels on all of our majors and on the index and all being tested right now. Weak US dollar across the board. We'll see whether that maintains through the US session or if US dollar can fight its way back. Good trading. Keep that discipline today, and I'll see you at end of day session.